Hey, Granny Rose.
Hey, Guy. Tom Numbers.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hi, Huna.
Una tawaka.
Huna
Aloha.
Tawaka.
Aloha and greetings.
Aloha.
Thank you for
Huna
being here.
Tawaka. Yeah. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you so much for that.
Well, this is cozy, isn't it?
Yes, it's cozy.
It is cozy.
Where's Mel?
Yes, where's Mel?
Where's
Mel with bells on, everybody? Huh?
I gotta take my vitamins.
You're taking vitamins, huh? Do you take your ivermectin and your HCQ
Hydroxy.
with that as well?
My HCQ is, I should be taking that, right?
I want to know where you can get it. In
Someone
England,
gave-
they're restricting it.
Where I get what?
I want to know where I can get it because in England, they're making it difficult for people to get.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't get it in Hawaii neither, that I know of.
You gotta make it. You gotta make it. I had
Oh,
it
you
made
gotta
for
make
me last night, and someone
Yeah?
made some for me last night, and I tried it, and then I said, this tastes like swimming pool water.
So I had COVID, you know, I caught it and everything tastes like swimming pool water. That's the joke I have with my daughter. Or like everything that we taste tastes just like swimming pool water.
That's the hydroxy in it.
But it
That's the
does taste
hydroxy.
like, it tastes like swimming pool water, really?
Yeah, because it's chlorine.
Oh,
That's it. What am I saying? It's the chlorine. What? No, what am I talking? Yeah, the chlorine. That's it. Yeah.
well, how do you got to send out a recipe so we can all make it.
Yeah, I think there's some kicking around. I'll check with my property manager because it was one of the residents in my property that who made it, and then they brought me a little thing to take with me on the road just in case Kahuna was feeling a little bit down. And I took it's in a spray, so I had it in a spray, and I said, "My God, this tastes like the swimming pool I swim in."
Oh my God, can you imagine they would withhold healing medicine from the people?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
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 They've withheld everything, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
They're bastards.
Knuckle bear and medicine of the people. Yeah.
God, they hate us so bad.
They
They're
do,
so
don't they?
afraid of us.
Yeah.
They just hate us. They just want, you know, they just want to drink our blood and have us go.
Oh,
They probably
They
want
can
to
drink
eat
the
us
swimming
too.
pool. They can drink the swimming pool in my blood if they like.
They probably want
you
to
know
eat
London
us
very
too. They
well,
think we're
Roseanne?
pretty tasty. Huh?
Do you know London very well?
I've been there a few times.
That's where I am. I'm right in the centre, Regent's Park, just Baker Street, where Sherlock Holmes Museum is. I don't know if you ever saw that when you were here, but
I know what I did. Yeah.
yeah, that's just around the corner. So that's where I am. I've never been to Hawaii. I was going to go a few years ago, but never got there. It was when the volcanoes were going.
Yeah, they're always getting ready to go.
Which island are you on?
I'm on Big Island.
Is that Honolulu?
No, it's where Kona is.
Kona, okay.
Everybody calls the island Kona.
Kona, okay.
But this is where Pele is. That's why I came here.
The soccer player?
No, the goddess.
The soccer player.
She can play soccer if she wants.
I'll tell you what, Pele would beat the living daylights out of soccer players.
How do you spell Pele? How do you spell her name?
The same way.
Okay. I think I've done the numbers on the footballer before for him.
Pele and her mother is Hina. And I was talking to the guy yesterday. His dad his granddad was one of the Paniolo here, and he's got he doesn't know about the museum here that I bought. So I told him I'm going to tell everybody because I bought the museum. It was such a weird story. I didn't even know the history. I just bought it because it was across the street from my son's school and I wanted to spy on my son.
So why not buy the museum to do it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see my son from across the street, you know, and he won't know it. So anyway.
So Huna, do you know Danny Escatado, Uncle Danny?
That's who I think I'm talking to.
Because he's a very close, we are close friends, Danny and I. We go
Oh
back a
my
ways.
gosh. See, I don't know many people here because I stay to myself.
He's the one that's the famous singer. He's been singing for years. He sang in Vegas as well. He has a home in Vegas in the Ninth Island. And Danny's probably 70 now, almost, I think, or close.
Oh.
And we used to do shows as well with the Polynesian, you know, with the Ninth Island and that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Danny Escatado. We call him Uncle Danny. He's not very popular.
Oh yeah, does he still perform? Because I think I see.
He may not anymore. I haven't seen him. He used to come watch my band play, the Whale Riders. My band was called the Whale Riders.
I saw your posters.
You might have seen a poster or a flyer. He used to wear my T-shirts around, and he would say, "Hey, bro, I got your T-shirt on." I go, "No, bro."
Whale Riders, Huna?
Whale Riders was the former band that I had been doing music, and I wrote music with for. And
Pele comes to 38, Roseanne.
Huh?
Pele comes to 38, which is gold. So that's a good thing to go for, yeah.
It does. It comes to gold.
Comes to gold, 38, yeah.
Wow, excellent.
So if you do A, what I'm going to do a little bit today is A is the first letter of the alphabet, B is the second, C is the third, D is the fourth, and just add up the value of the words and you get the numeric value. So Pele, P's letter 16, E is 5, L is 12, E is 5, comes to 38 gold. So, yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. Oh, I've seen you before. Now I'm putting it together. Yeah, you do gematria.
That's it, gematria. Yeah, simple gematria. Yeah. That's it. You got it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, gold. This is the age of gold, isn't it? Right now we're in the gold.
Yeah.
In the gold age. Yeah.
President Trump's got all the gold and he's going to give it to the people.
That's what they say, but everybody say they won't release it. Why they don't release it?
Oh, they will. They will. Is that
Mel?
Mel?
Knows about that.
Hey, Mel.
Is that Mel?
I don't know if that's Mel.
No? Okay.
How awesome is Mel?
Josh. It's Josh. It's Josh.
Oh.
Hunawaho.
Hey, Josh. I don't know. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Tom. Hi, Tom. Hi, Roseanne.
Hi, Josh.
Hello, Roseanne.
Hi.
So yeah, we've been talking paniolos from Camuela, Waimea.
You're the person I'm talking to on the text.
There is. Yeah. I just pulled over, so I can probably pull on my my video. Not to deter from you guys. I'm just an innocent passenger, but hold on. Let me see if I can get this thing going.
Hi, Josh.
Oh. Hi there.
Hi, Josh.
So we were talking about your granddaddy.
Yeah, we were talking about Grandpa Willie and Akua Purdy. Yep. So yeah, my dad.
We were just telling Tom numbers about Pele on the island and talking about the museum, which I said I didn't know the history of. I didn't know about the museum myself. I only bought it because it was across the street from HPA where my son went. So I wanted to keep my eye on my son. And I drove by one day and here was a sign for sale. So I go, hell, look at that. I'll be able to keep my eye on the boy and he won't even know it.
There you go.
So I went in and bought it. And it's so weird because I did not know what I was buying.
I'm sure you did.
Searching and searching. And as it uncover itself to me, it is so, you can't even believe it. I won't even, it's unbelievable.
Okay.
But I can only say Pele.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about Madame Pele, right?
Pele and Hina and the Mount of Mauna Kea.
Mauna Kea, yeah, yeah. And Huna can talk much more specifically to a lot of these things, but I'll give Tom, and just so you know, Tom, my nickname for you is Tommy Two Times. You remember the Sandlot movie? Tommy Numbers, Tommy Two Times. So I always call you Tommy Two Times. You want to say the numbers twice, you know what I mean? Yeah. So Tom, pleasure. To give you some background, Roseanne and I are talking about the Big Island of Hawaii.
Yes.
If I could ask, I would do the gematria on Paniolo.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
are we
Waimea.
recording now, Huna?
It's on Zoom, so it'll
recording,
okay.
Yeah.
How do I spell Paniolo? I'll do it.
Panio.
Panio, yeah.
LA.
No, LO.
I'm sorry.
Paniolo. Yeah.
Paniolo.
Panio, yeah.
Yeah.
Paniolo. Paniolo. Paniolo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ola
so
is plural. Yeah.
N.
Oh, sorry.
Panio.
Olo means to
Okay,
roll.
I'll do that.
Olo means to roll.
Olo. To roll, yeah. Giddy up. Giddy up.
Pani means your bedroom.
Yeah, pani. Yeah.
Okay.
When you want to get,
So
when you want to get down in the bedroom with your girl, you want to go get pani? Yeah.
No
that's
way.
Pani boom boom.
Pani boom boom. Yeah. Huna's on point with that. I thought I was the only one that knew that. Pani, you want a little pani? You go down to the bedroom.
It's a secret, Josh, but everybody knows it.
I don't know it.
You don't. Well, let's have. We can start off with a little story, Roseanne. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The birds and the bees and boom boom.
Hey, you think you're doing the dance? You think the dance is about a horse, don't you?
Yeah, it's not. Giddy up. Giddy up.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay. Let's keep it PG-13, guys. PG-13.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, Roseanne.
Saddle in the surf, yeah.
Wow, I learned something. Oh, Granny learned something.
There you go.
So Tom, the museum that Roseanne speaks of resides in the hometown of my entire family. In Waimea, Hawaii, which is just at the base of the big mountain, Mauna Kea. And so it's really serendipitous that she happened to buy effectively the cowboy museum that's in town to keep an eye on her son. But it turns out that's kind of the historic museum for at least my immediate family's heritage within the community, all being Hawaiian cowboys and ranchers. So we've been having a good time talking about the sheriff that stole the museum and the sheriff that she bought it from. My dad told me yesterday that sheriff was no bueno, no good. Kapakai. He was a crooked sheriff. And so the museum the museum has been avoided by most of the locals and not recommended to visit because they didn't agree with the sheriff that took it over and kind of stole it from the people. But now it's in Roseanne's hands. So, hey, everybody's cool in the game now.
I'll tell you, some of that stories you just said, there's a cover story. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
There's a locals cover story that the certain locals tell because they were informed to tell, but there's another story that the people who lived here for thousands of years tell.
Right.
And it don't match with the local story.
It doesn't. And so when I shared that with my dad yesterday, he said, "Oh yeah, I went there with my what would have been his uncle about 10 years ago. They just went to visit randomly. And then they went and visited, and then they came back home and told one of the elder uncles, Uncle Dan, and Uncle Dan, he's of the reflection of the, the 1,000-year, like, no, that guy, he's no good. We don't go to that place." And he shamed my dad for going. And it's like, you don't go back there. That's not for us. We don't support that. But that was 10 years ago though.
Yeah, because I bought it when I bought it 7 years.
Yeah.
I had it blessed by Danny Iocca, from
Danny
Iocca Falls family. That's, the people of the island,
Yes. So
and he blessed it, and they chased out a lot of things. And the guy I bought it from, it's too big of a story to tell, but I'll tell you, it's a living thing, and it's on a living piece of land, and it does what it wants. It does what it wants with me.
Yeah. So Danny Iocca is the historian that's down at the Mauna Lani.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I heard he was doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Danny Iocca is he looks over the longhouse that great granddad had down at the Mauna Lani at Abe. You know where Abe is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's where great granddad's longhouse was, where all the Paniolos would go play cards, drink whiskey, and hang by the beach. And so Danny Iocca and my dad are kind of the dual historians in the community. And Huna knows Sam Kama. Sam Kama was the master basket weaver, and he weaves all the stuff that's down the Mauna Lani, all the the traditional, the weaving baskets and whatnot, and did that forever till he passed about 4 years ago on 3/19. So Dad is kind of Danny Iocca's right-hand guy. And I think Danny joined Dad yesterday. They went to meet with the Brennan family, who wrote the book, the Paniolo book, and they met with the Oa'a family yesterday up in Waimea. Yeah, yesterday.
Wow.
He's going to let me know how it went. But they went to talk story about the 37 generations that came out of the Oa'a family. So AWAA. Oa'a. And that's my great granddad had 3 wives. Number 2 was the Oa'a lineage, and so that's why.
Hey,
yeah,
Josh,
and that.
Josh, I'd like to move on. Josh.
Oh yeah.
Like
I thought we were just waiting for Mel K. Oh no, not at all. I just thought we were waiting for Mel. Is she coming?
Well, I mean, I'll still wait for her, but I'd like to switch the subject away from just your family.
Okay. Yeah. I was just killing time. Sorry. I was just killing time.
I'd like to welcome those that are coming here. So I will kill time saying thank you to the ones that are here, that are visiting. I don't know if you can see them. Roseanne, can you see the YouTube?
No, I can see just 3 guys and me.
Lucky girl.
Okay, so there's people visiting. I'd like to welcome those visiting from overseas, just to say hello to people in Calgary, to Washington State, people from Virginia, and there's people from Australia visiting. There's 84 people in the live in the YouTube, and Tennessee. Welcome those from Tennessee. There's a whole bunch of places here.
Wow.
All over the place.
Oh, hey, and there's a recipe for HCQ.
Oh boy.
So let me share that. Okay, let me share. So it'll be on the recording. So and this is thanks to Scotty Girl 4376. Doesn't say where she's from, but she said this is what you do. You simmer the skins of 3 grapefruit, and 3 lemons for 2 to 3 hours in a pan with a glass lid. I don't know why a glass lid, but she says on the stove with a glass lid. Or 6 hours in a slow cooker. She said, don't remove the lid until liquid is cool and remove the skins. That's pretty easy, isn't it? Grapefruit and lemon.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not HCQ. Maybe that's another recipe. Okay, so you use the distilled water. So I guess that's why the glass lid. So the distilled water you use, and I guess you have to increase it. So it looks like you got a lot of boiling to do, Roseanne.
You know what I got in my yard? Grapefruit and lemon trees.
There you go.
I could cook up a bunch for the whole town. I got a store, I can go give it out. So what I do, I just boil that all day, and then I do what with it? Just put it in a jar, a glass jar probably. Uh-oh, we froze.
Is it just you and me, Roseanne?
Yeah.
Is Huna gone? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Josh is still there. There he is.
I'm still here, you guys. Yeah.
Josh, your number Paniola. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Comes to 82.
Paniolo. What's it come to?
PANIOLO comes to 82. Yep. Comes to Genesis. Comes to Rainbow. Comes to Strike.
Rainbow.
Lightning strike. Yeah.
I always got a rainbow over the museum. At least twice a week is a rainbow over the museum.
There you go. Well, that's what it is. Go. Rainbow, Paniola. Yeah.
Oh,
well, we know that Hawaii is the rainbow state, right? It's the rainbow state.
It is? I didn't know that.
Well, yeah. So Tom, at the base of your of a Hawaiian license plate,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It says rainbow state.
Oh,
does it?
Yeah,
cool.
Oh, yes, go. Absolutely. 1000%. I'll send you a picture. That is the
why I never saw that.
Yeah, it's the rainbow state. Yeah.
I lived here 15 years and I never saw that.
So Kauai, the small island Kauai, has more rainbows and more waterfall than anywhere in the world, Tom. Kauai has more waterfall than like Micronesia, Philippines, Bali, anywhere. It has the most rainwater throughout the year of any other place in the world.
Yeah.
And it's the rainbow state. That's why it's the rainbow state. Yeah.
I would like to know what I do after I boil the grapefruit and the lemon rinds for 6 hours. I would like to finish that because it's like I make the HCQ. Oh, he's back. What do I do after I boil that?
You're on mute, Hannah.
You're on mute.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
There he is. Rainbow state, interesting enough, comes to, so state is 65. So rainbow 82 plus state 65 comes to 147, comes to the trump card as well. So, yeah. Yeah.
Tom, just tell Huna what you share with us with the gematria on the Paniolo.
Yeah, so Paniolo, Huna, comes to 82, which comes to rainbow. And Roseanne says that she gets the rainbow at least twice a week over the museum.
Fantastic.
And it's rainbow state, apparently. The Hawaii's the rainbow state, Josh has been saying. So rainbow state comes to 147, comes to the trump card.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. See? You see, Huna? People are dreaming of you.
Synchronicity.
Exactly.
Somebody said they dreamed of Huna, Roseanne, over in Oahu.
It's getting too weird. What do I do after I boil the grapefruits and the lemons? Okay, so I can take it into town to give all the kids. What do I do?
So I would imagine you need to boil a lot so you can have enough to get into a little spray bottle or something like that, a mister. Yeah.
So that just makes it? That's all I do? I just boil?
That's all they got written here. I thought there was some other.
Someone sent me something similar to that a week or two ago, and I don't remember what the ingredient. I'll look it up and I'll send it to you after, Roseanne. I'll have a look, and because one of my friends, she makes it, so I'll get the proper. If there's another piece of the ingredients, I'll send it to you afterwards.
They say put some honey in it.
I got so much honey you wouldn't believe.
You got the Manuka honey, huh?
Yeah. And I got so many grapefruit and lemon, they're just fall on the ground, I'm like, how am I going to get all these over to the fruit stand?
Well, you got a whole company. Good. You got a whole company of remedies there.
I really do. And plus I got mac nuts, the world's perfect protein.
Yeah. Oh, you got plenty of macadamia, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. So you could pretty much start manufacturing to put some the young ones to work.
If I can find any of them that wants to do anything, none of them does. None of them wants to do a damn thing except for smoke pot and lay there.
Hey, we have to find a way to inspire them, Una.
I know.
I think we can do something.
I think the universe is waking them up every minute. It's calling to them, and they got stuff in their ears, but it's getting louder and louder to them.
Yeah, they're getting screamed at by their ancestors.
I think so. Yes, I think so.
But the tupuna. So I really was calling for this Zoom call to invite Tom and yourself, Mel. I don't know. Mel's probably. She could be really wiped out. I know she's been busy.
She told me she was coming. I'm gonna go get her right now and see, because she told me she was coming.
Okay. And what was one of the things to check in on was.
And I prepared a nice little 5-minute piece for Roseanne that she's gonna. I think she'll enjoy a lot.
So. Oh guys, my God! I'm cool.
Guys, I'm pinging Mel K. I think her and Rob had it as 5, so I've been pinging her. I think we'll get her here shortly. So you guys do your thing. I'll get Mel. Okay. I got Mel.
We need our Mel. We need our Mel.
So I'm going after Mel. Okay. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So thank you. And so the burning mask is at the end of next week. So I know that I had shared that you may be coming to Burning Mask, but I understand it's probably a lot for you, a lot of things going on. So it's all good. We're going to go live anyway. I'm going to do a live stream from Burning Mask, from the Stargate.
Boy.
Mel has said she.
Well, if you want to pipe in, I'll join on that one. I'll be here, but if you do any live stuff and you want us to come on for a few minutes,
Yeah, I'm going to set up an itinerary and schedule, and maybe as I go live from the Stargate, I can invite you and others onto a little short call.
Yeah, a little mini call.
Between the activities, because I have a lot of elders that are speaking there, and so I just want to make sure we're not standing on each other and just.
Oh yeah, no. Only if it works and if we can help, then great. If not, then we'll just see it.
Yeah, it'll work.
Yeah.
It'll work. We've got good signal and Wi-Fi up on the mountain, so we were very excited about that. And
honey actually, I did comes to 67, and 67 comes to resets, like the global financial reset with the gold and silver and President Trump and the team, and it also comes to exchange, like exchange of currency. It also comes to water. So.
This is part of what I wanted to talk about. This is part of what I wanted to talk about today too, as as the bondholders are doing their thing now, and so it's very interesting about the exchange and the reevaluation of currencies right now. So, you know, having been involved in it also with the dragon families of the Philippines as well, many years ago. I've been tracking it for a long time. And now where we are with it today, just for those who are watching, I'm referring to the global currency reevaluation and the release of this energy. Well, I wanted to talk about it. And Mel can talk about it too, and everybody, but
you know, you talk about the Philippines family, Huna. Last year, when you talk about the Philippines family with the dragon bonds and the gold, etc., you said the Philippines.
Yeah, the Marcos family.
Yeah,
the Marcos family.
So last year, Boris Johnson, the UK Prime Minister, they had a picture of him on the Evening Standard. Pretty much almost a year ago, I think it was May 23rd or maybe May 25th, and he's jogging. And he's got a picture, and he's got his T-shirt, and it's the Philippines T-shirt. And I saw that, and I realized what that was. So they were signaling back then, you know, at the beginning of, you know, the first couple of months of 2020 lockdown, etc. I've got a picture of it somewhere. I have to dig it up, but yeah, they put that in the London newspaper out on the front cover. Boris running in a Philippines T-shirt of all places, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the red dragon family. Okay, so they're Lemurian dragons. That family, the dragon families are Lemurian. They're not Draconian. They're not of the Draco. They're not of the Archon or the Anunnaki. But we have DNA in the Anunnaki within all of our vertebrae. But this is
there she is.
I thought it was at 5.
That's what we thought. You thought.
There you go.
Oh, you were doing your hair, weren't you?
No, I was on with somebody else, and Rob came in. He's like, "You got to get on." I was like,
"Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, Mel K."
There
you go.
Okay.
How's it? Look at how nice your hair looks, my love, Roseanne. You did your hair.
I know. I don't know why. It just turned out for once.
It looks good.
Your hair too. It's cute.
Thank you. You know, when I go on with you, I have to take care.
Good to see
How's
you.
everyone doing?
Yeah, good, Mel. How are you?
I'm great.
We were waiting for you.
Wow. How are you doing, Tom?
I'm good. We've just done a couple of numbers, just warming up, so we're doing good. Yeah, we're doing.
Hey Tom, your hair looks great, Tom. You're looking good. You got nice
thanks,
glow
honey.
on the face. Everything looks
Josh.
good, Tom.
Cheers, buddy.
It's on point. Okay.
When we get a minute, I want to speak. When we get a minute, and Huna, when everything is, you know, the way you want it and all, I would like to request a minute to speak as a Jew, because that's never allowed on this planet, especially by other Jews. But I want to do that because it's a very important day, and I would ask Mr. Numbers, Tom the Numbers Man, to be with me so he can translate numbers too, because the real actual Judaism isn't nothing like everybody out there yaps about it. It's nothing like that. Yeah. And so I think it would be important that the truth of it would be said here today, which is my life. Yeah. That's why I'm on this planet, for that reason alone. I shouldn't be alive except for that reason, and I am alive, and I want to share it with people because they will be happy to hear.
Yes.
Yes, you know, thank you for sharing that, Huna Tawaka. You do realize that we're all Jews?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I do realize that, of course.
And we're all Black?
Yes, we are.
And we're all white, and we're all German, we're all French, we're all Italians, we're all Egyptians, we're all everything. And
we're Egyptians, yeah.
We'll be wonderful to hear
we're all everything, and we're all connected.
Yes, we are.
Absolutely.
You're going to like this, Roseanne.
Okay.
I will pass over to Huna to do his intro, but you just said Jew, so I just did the numbers on Jew. And you remember we did Pele? So Pele was 38 was gold. Well, Jew is gold as well.
Yes, I know that. That's
38.
That's right.
So J is the 10th letter, E's the 5th letter, W's the 23rd letter, which is I am as well. Add those together, comes to 38, which is gold. So,
That's right.
yeah. It's all working. It's all
Excellent.
working.
Yes, it is.
It-
It's so
it-
exciting. It's so exciting. I can't stand it sometimes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So,
what was, Roseanne,
that's
what was
fantastic. And I want,
I wanted to tell you.
That's what I want to tell you.
right.
Okay.
Tell us.
It is Shavuot. Shavuot is today and was, you know.
How do you
it's all-
spell, Roseanne? I'll do the while you're
I
talking.
know, I
I'll
was
do
going to
another-
ask you. SHAVUOTH.
SHAVUOTH. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
And it is the foundation of all of this philosophy or thought of this, whatever it is. It is the foundation thought.
What happened on Shavuot? Isn't that when Moses got the 10 Commandments? Is that right? I'm not sure.
Well, there's so many stories of it. It is what happened on Mount Sinai between the human being and the endless consciousness, which made itself known to the people. What happened, it says in the Torah, which Shavuot is the foundation of Torah, because what happened, it says, is the people saw the sounds. They saw the sounds. So it was an opening of all the senses. They were completely open. So there was no separation between hearing the sounds, seeing the sights. There was no separation between the human being and ultimate consciousness. There was no little fragmented pieces like, oh, I saw what that looked like. Instead, I saw what it sounded like. My senses were free. Everything was everything. There was one everything, and I was in it. That's what happened. And it's so funny because schizophrenics, that's what they get treated for, because their illness is that they have no separation between their senses. They do see sounds. They do hear sights. And that's their illness. So they don't, so I don't want to get too out there with it, but this was a time when all the people stood and saw the endless consciousness of truth and beauty and the fact that we were all one, and we were one with everything. There was only one everything. That was what our revelation was. And we saw and heard it, and we knew it, and we knew we were part of it. And then we were like, hell, how are we supposed to live here knowing that? And then the shattering happened because of that fact. How are we supposed to live here knowing all that? And then we became like ants trying to put it together like a big jigsaw puzzle that took thousands of years. And now here we are.
Right.
So if you would do, you know what it says in this book that I've got about Shavuot? This is weird because it says what it means is, are you ready?
Yeah.
Dominion.
Oh,
That's a good word for.
can't make it up, can you?
No.
Dominion. I've done that before, actually. I'm going to check Dominion.
So it meant also, like, I don't have to use language to speak to you. I just receive from the universe, and I don't need no language. I don't need no words that can be misconstrued and not understood. I don't need a language at all, because I just look at stuff and I hear and understand and absorb, and I'm one with. There's no separation between me and you. There's no separation between tribes. There's no separation between us and animals or the land or the air or nothing.
Yeah.
What is this? Sorry, go on, Mel.
No, go ahead. I want to hear the numbers.
Okay, so I might pronounce. How do I pronounce it? Shavuot. How do I pronounce it again?
Shavuot.
Shavuot. Okay, so SHAVUOTH comes to 114, so 114, which comes to sovereign. It comes to trump card single. So we did the trump card earlier, which was rainbow state, which is Hawaii, but just on its own without the word the. So trump card comes to 114. And you talked about the sound and seeing and the senses to get when it comes to frequency. So 114 comes to frequency. Yeah.
Far out, man.
Yeah, dude. Radical, dude. Yeah.
Frequency.
Oh,
What we're inventing our own. We're going up so high. We're inventing our own.
Yeah.
Man.
the sound,
And you said in the
sound
book,
of
Dominion.
frequency.
Huh?
You said in the book you're reading, it says dominion.
Yeah, it says the attribute of dominion is said to be a principal component of this day. The attribute of dominion reflects the qualities of the other attributes in the same way that it compromises the quality of all other, well, it goes on. But it's like birth and death and everything. Sovereignty, yeah, it's sovereignty. And acts of kindness, get it going. It's the completion also of the whole year.
Wow. Well, dominion is that's the one thing with the numbers. So you'll notice that all numbers are powerful, and like Huna preaches, all numbers are good, and they were hijacked by the bad forces, but all numbers are returning to goodness now. So like Mel said, There's no wonder that they call dominion, but dominion, to have dominion and to create your own world, your own universe. So dominion comes to 93, which comes to Flotus. So Melania comes to Flotus, comes to kingship, comes to Nazareth, comes to Saturn. People freak out about Saturn, but Huna's spoken a lot about that and how Saturn is good originally. And it comes to 93, comes to Bushnell as well, which is my last name. So I like that. Olympic as well comes to 93. So dominion, yeah, interesting. I'm going to have to start studying more of the Jewish
So dominion, dominion was hijacked also, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
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 And the sound of frequency spoken in the Lemurian is when you speak to it specifically within a dominion, within inside of a structure, the sound is oh. That means frequency. Specific.
There you go.
And that's the frequency inside of a dominion. In other words, inside of a structure. The dominion being ripped off, as we know, they decided to put their own frequencies inside of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
They everything around. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Inverting that was the right relationships and inverting it, right? 180 degrees.
You know what I call it? My friends call it, not just me, but the perverse reverse.
Yeah. Again.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Again. What does that say, Tom? What is perverse reverse? Do you have a
perverse?
That's a long
reverse.
one. That's a pretty long one.
I'll tell you something while he's doing that. It takes a minute. I was on a show today and somebody was asking me about what I think about what's going on in Israel and what's going on over there. And I was reminded that actually Mark Twain went in the 1800s to Israel, that land, and wrote about it, saying that it was barren and there wasn't even olive trees and all of this. And he thought going there, what he would see would be something magical, and it was barren desert. And what it's become since that time is absolutely remarkable. And there's a lot of talk going on, but Roseanne and I have talked about many times the Abrahamic Accords being the best case scenario for the Jews, Christians, and Muslims to realize that we're all cousins from the same background.
Can I talk for a minute about that? I told y'all before that I'm a nosy old Jewish woman. I've told you all, you're all informed on that issue. And I really went out of my way to stick my nose in that whole situation for years. And the Abraham Accords is my thought. And so, because, Father Abraham, and of course that would heal, of course, the return to source and roots of those tribal stories. I'm very into returning to roots of tribal stories for all people, because we're all tribal people, and they've set one tribe against each other. That's how they rule. So I loved that it manifested on earth, and I knew they was not going to take that gladly. I knew they were going to try real hard not to allow people to love each other. They weren't going to take that lightly. So,
there's 144 watching right now.
There you go.
Wow.
That comes to King Solomon, and it comes to Digital Soldier.
Is Joshua here? Josh?
Yeah, he's here.
He's there. Yeah.
Josh, that museum is 144 too, everybody. Oh my gosh, everything makes total sense when you
There you go.
When you don't have to have language.
Right.
I just done perverse and reverse.
Oh, here he goes. He's quick.
So perverse is 108, which comes to Twilight, comes to Mr. Red Root, which is a character that on September 11th last year, President Trump and Melania and some others were in the Flight 93 field, 93 Dominion, Flight 90. So, and there was a guy that stood up, and me and Charlie did an episode about it the day before, and I was doing the numbers thinking that there could be a big reveal on JFK 1, because September comes to 103. And at the time, JFK would have been 103, or maybe is. And 11th comes to 63. And 63 is the year of him in 63. So I saw those together. And there was this guy called Mr. Red Root. He's wearing sunglasses or dark glasses, and he's talking in kind of the voice of JFK. And there are some other comms in there that President Trump talked about. So that's Mr. Red Root comes to 108. Reverse comes to 92, which is Manhattan. So your neck of the woods. Comes to numbers, my nickname numbers. But it also comes to Pentagon. And I want to make mention of this Pentagon. So I'm a big film buff. And Christopher Nolan's film, Tenet, which was released last year, is a big playbook of what's happening right now.
Wow.
If you've not seen it, Roseanne, I'd recommend you to highly watch it.
Okay.
So there's loads of things in there right now. There's a big reference to gold. That doesn't ruin the story, but you'll see that. There's a very slight reference to Pentagon. Now, Pentagon, we know, everything is being brought back and restored. And interesting enough, Biden doesn't have any keys to, he's not welcome at the Pentagon. Now, the Pentagon, they refer to in the film, there's a thing called turnstile, and turnstile comes to 138, which comes to Donald Trump. And I've got some more numbers on the great man in a few moments. Turnstile is about reversing time. So you're seeing the film, they go into the turnstile and they come out and they reverse. They start doing everything backwards. Now, the word reverse is 92, which is Pentagon. And they're saying, they pointed in the film that they called it Pentagon. So I'm wondering, I think others have said it, that perhaps there is such a thing literally at the Pentagon, and that would be under white hat control now. And there's probably other turnstiles, other time reversal things. But that comes to 92. So there's no coincidence that that's in there. The other thing about the film Tenet, it comes to 64. Israel comes to 64. Jubilee comes to 64. And American comes to 64 as well. And so
my birthday was in 1964.
There you go. Happy birthday, Huna. So it's all there. I mean, there might be some questions on that, but I've got that whole bit with President Trump with the numbers, and particularly tied into Roseanne and her timeline. So whenever you want to do that, we can go into that.
It's all just so amazing. Numbers are the
Yeah, I
proof.
saw the movie.
Numbers are.
Yeah,
You
it's a
did?
great movie. It's a great movie.
Great movie.
All right, well, I could do that. It'll take maybe 2 or 3 minutes if that's all right with you, Huna. So,
Yeah.
Roseanne, I was doing a little bit of research. You and I have some similar things, and you can correct me on any of this, but I've just kind of done research. So, you were born in Utah, in Salt Lake City, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I was brought up a Mormon. I don't go now. And I read a quote, if I've been quite right, that you were Jewish and Mormon kind of growing up. Is that kind of right? Or
yeah, our neighbors were all Mormon, so I went and hung out with them and tried to fit in there.
Okay, cool. So, and as with everything, with all religions, most had good roots, but then they were kind of cut at the knees and we right at the top, and we didn't realize. And Mormonism is no difference, because the word Mormon comes to 88, which comes to the word Trump.
Wow.
Yeah. And the Book of Mormon comes to 185, which comes to Donald John Trump.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And the Salt Lake Temple, which is kind of the focal point of Mormonism, and even though about things way under the ground, etc., with DUMS, and there was a marker, President Trump served notice on all the big entities, and he did it same with Mormonism, unfortunately. And the president of the Mormon Church, he called Russell Nelson, kind of was nervous around President Trump when he visited, I think a year or so before 2020. And President Trump walked in front of them with a shopping trolley going through the Beehive, the Deseret, the kind of food surplus thing. So if you're the prophet of God, why would you be nervous around President Trump? Unless the reverse was the other way. And that's exactly the case. So, but going back to that, and also the Mormon trumpet fell off during early COVID, just the Mormon trumpet on the Salt Lake Temple, the golden trumpet. So you can see the symbolism, just like Buckingham Palace had a black mark for a good part of a year on the gates. It's very subtle, but President Trump, anyone that knows what he does and how they all submitted, unfortunately, the same thing happened there. So, but in terms of the people that attend, they're good people, just like all the other beliefs and religions, etc. But this is where it gets good on the numbers for you, Roseanne. So you were born in Salt Lake City. Okay. Salt Lake City, salt comes to 52, which comes to heart, comes to earth, comes to Giles, one of my friends, Ron Giles. And but then you've got lake comes to 29, which is Diana. And city comes to 57, which is Tesla, which is also moon, which is also swan. And you add them together, it comes to 138, which comes to Donald Trump. So Salt Lake City comes to Donald Trump, comes to turnstile, what we mentioned just a few moments ago. It also comes to the word revaluation, which we've been talking about. It also comes to cyber storm. So cyber comes to 53, storm comes to 85, which is silver, which is matrix, which is blackout. And we've started to see beginnings of that in the crypto market with the cyber attacks, how the revaluation will happen. So revaluation comes to 138, comes to cyberstorm, but it comes to Salt Lake City, where you were born. Utah, the state of Utah, comes to 50. The word American comes to 50, and the word Donald comes to 50 as well. So you've got that going on. And if you take it further, so Mel, you mentioned this, and in regards to the Abraham Accords, so you've got last week, and it's still going on. Excuse me, can you see me? And we had the things in Israel, and that's continuing, and it will probably escalate further. But you've got the Dome of the Rock out there. So Dome of the Rock is a center for Christianity, for Judaism, and for Muslims. And Dome of the Rock comes to 138, comes to Donald Trump again. And so the other thing as well is you've got Jesus comes to 74. You've got Messiah, like the Jewish Messiah, 74. Muhammad comes to 74. All three of them come to 74. And President Trump is age 74 right now. President Trump comes from a line of Christ. His father's middle name was Christ. His grandmother's maiden name was Christ. And his great-grandfather was called Christ as well. And it would be too obvious to call him Donald John Trump Christ. You know, that would be too obvious. But you just scratch below the surface. And Mel mentioned about the Abraham Accords. President Trump joked, as he's a brilliant comedian, he joked, he said, I wanted to call it the Donald John Trump Accords, but it would be too, you know, the press wouldn't like it. So we called it the Abraham Accords, and he was smiling, and I could see what he was about to say. I was like, he's pointing, he's saying that historically he's been all these, from my perspective and understanding with the numbers, he's been all these great characters on the board. That's why he's come back to unite all timelines, all peoples, because he is who he is. He is the Christ, he is the Messiah, he is Muhammad, he's all of them. And it's just a great time to be alive with everything that's going on. And you may remember this. I don't know. You may not remember this, but you may do, Roseanne. Do you remember many characters from the Book of Mormon when you grew up?
Characters? Yes. Oh, I read it. Oh, yeah. I used to speak on it. Yeah. I used to speak in the Mormon church.
There you go. That's how I learned how to speak.
I was kind of a prodigy as a child on that issue.
There you go.
On the history of Mormonism. So
you remember the Book of Alma?
I kind of don't anymore, but
okay,
you'd have to refresh my memory, and then I know the story and a lot about the Book of Mormon.
So Alma is one of the characters, and I stopped going to it 11 years ago. So I'm kind of energetically and I'm not emotionally attached to it, but I can remember the numbers and things like that.
Can you tell me who is Alma? I can't remember.
Yeah, so Alma is one of the characters. It's the largest sub-book within the Book of Mormon. So Alma was a character. There's the Waters of Mormon with baptism, etc. But the significant thing from the numbers point of view is Alma comes to 27. 27 comes to JFK. And Alma famously had a son, and they called him Alma the Younger. So you've got JFK, Alma, but you've also got JFK the Younger. You've got Junior. So that's going on in it as well. Moroni, who comes towards the end of the Book of Mormon, if you do Angel Moroni, which is the one on top of the Mormon 10-point Salt Lake with the trump that fell off, the golden trump, the trumpet fell off. Nothing else, just that. And but if you do Angel Moroni, that comes to 1, 2, 3, which comes to Uric Trump. And like I said at the beginning, yeah, exactly. You know, so, and Joseph Smith, who was the Mormon founder, who was visited by Angel Moroni and by Mormon, comes to 142, which comes to I am Nikola Tesla. So you've got all of these things going on, you know, all of these things. And it's no coincidence to me that I was brought up in it. There's no coincidence to me that I'm far enough removed from it energetically and consciously, but I can see the wood for the trees and I have respect for it and my, you know, friends and family, etc. But as with all things, it did get contaminated like everything else. And we didn't know that, but we're beginning to see that now. But right at the inception of it, it was a good thing. And Mormon 88 equals Trump. When I say that, people say, Trump's not a Mormon. I'm like, no, I'm not saying that he was the original Mormon. That's, you know, so another character was Captain Moroni. Captain comes to 64, which comes to American, comes to Israel, comes to Tenet, comes to Jubilee. Moroni comes to 84, which is Sunday, which is million, which is 40. Add those together, comes to 148, which comes to Donald J. Trump. And there's a bit, if you look on when he was doing his, I think it was, he did a piece in Utah a few years ago. If you type in on YouTube, you say Captain Moroni, Trump, there's a guy that actually says, you're like Captain Moroni. And Trump's up on the stage, on the pulpit, you know, doing one of his rallies. And they say, you're Captain Moroni. And everyone, you know, is cheering about it. But you look at the numbers and Captain Moroni comes to 148, comes to Donald J. Trump. Another one, President Trump was talking this year, last year, within this year of 2020 and 2021, the lockdowns. He's pointing to the sky and he says, I'm the most famous. Hello. He says, I'm the most famous. People say, oh, I'm the most famous person in the world. He says, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. He says, we still need help from the boss. And he's pointing to the sky and he says, we need help from the boss. And you do the numbers on the word, the boss. The is 33, which is Donald, which is magic, which is gate. Boss comes to 55, which is heaven. Add them together, comes to 88, comes to Trump. So he's pointing and he's saying the boss, and he's saying Trump. And then he says, I'm not the most famous person in the world. And he says, you know who he is? And he says, Jesus Christ. So he's doing the whole thing of pointing. And if people can see the message, it's right there in plain sight when they understand the numbers and what he's saying. So he's all of these characters on the board numerically from my perspective. And he's there to reunite, like I said, Muslims, Christians, Jews, all faiths, people without a faith, with a faith, in between. He's the father of the world, you know. And also I did your numbers. So Roseanne, ROSEANNE, comes to 91, which comes to the Father, which comes to POTUS, which comes to liberty, which comes to future. And Bar comes to 39, which is May. We're in the month of May. Also angel. So you're the Hawaiian angel. You're Granny Rose. You're out there with Pele, which is 38 gold. But you add those together. So Roseanne Barr comes to 91 plus 39, which comes to 130, which comes to the Kennedys.
Wow.
So, yeah, you know, I thought those things were interesting. Oh, also another one I forgot to mention, Donald Trump, 138 comes to the pyramids as well. So, yeah, but I thought those were interesting things.
Numbers are friggin' amazing. They're the proof of everything, aren't they?
They are. They are.
Weren't the Kennedys Jews too?
I don't think so.
Exactly.
Were they?
Yeah.
Were they?
Well, I mean, everybody is.
Yeah.
But that's
Exactly.
the whole point. What I'm seeing right now, a lot of people are asking me what I'm seeing in the Middle East, and what I'm seeing is still the fruition of Trump's work, because I honestly, like everything else, it's a very small group of people that are making it difficult for all the rest of us, the billions of us, to be able to travel to our ancestral homelands, or the places that are sacred in the Torah and the Bible and the Quran and all the books. The masses can't go freely without fear to visit God's land in Iran, Egypt, Lebanon, Israel, for fear. It's fear. It's manufactured, disgusting fear. And it's a small group of people. It's the same as the small group of people that want the one world government. They're all connected. But to think that we've allowed a group of people that want terror and hate and death and destruction to go this long and keep us all from being able to visit our ancestral homelands freely and peacefully as one, all the faiths together, is amazing. That we have allowed this small group of evil people to run wild on this planet. And again, I feel like they're in the same group of the 3,000 people, I estimate, that really, if they were removed, what a beautiful world it would be for us all. And a part of me sees what's going on over there, and that people are seeing it this time in a very different light.
Yeah.
You know,
it's amazing how they got away with it, Mo, isn't it? It's just incredible. It's like, and the depth of it, because most of us didn't know, you know. I always knew that it was, you know, there was a top tier and they ran everything, but the depravity, the depth of it, I had no idea. But also, on the flip of that, the majesty that we're going into.
Right.
I always hoped, but I didn't kind of really, you know. But now it's like, I always said I'd go back to Mormonism if it became the Harry Potter version, which is all the magical miracle. And it's Trumpism. That's what it is. You know, I'm through this whole thing of going where we're all going, you know, where we go one, we go all. That's the dream.
Yeah.
You know, that is the dream. And that's the thing that was told to us in fairy tales, or, you know, it's, you know, we dream for a third of our lives. So we have all these wonderful things that we aspire to. And they were taken from us, you know?
We aspire to truth. And, you know, like Huna said to me, we were talking, and when Huna gave me my blessing, he said that, and this is right, because it's, to me, it was what I was feeling anyway. And it's what I'm seeing in the world, is he said, this is the dissolution of everything that does not serve. Everything that does not serve is passing away from this planet and from this reality. And so
Yeah.
that's what's happening. It's happening in Israel. It's happening here. It's happening all over the world. It's happening with the numbers, with the money, with everything. Everything that does not serve truth is just being removed.
Yeah.
And it looks like chaos, but we have to remember, you know, it's just disappearing, and just to keep breathing through it. Don't hold on to it. Don't support it. Don't prop it up. Don't even fight it, because that gives it energy. Just let it dissipate. And, you know, it's removing itself. It can't help but just remove itself. And, you know, all we have to do is just breathe through it, be connected, love each other, stand in truth, bring light, laugh all we can, and, you know, try to, you know, help and help each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dark to light is undeniable right now. Again, we're watching what's going on over there. The world is watching. The world is watching. And we see this regime that's in DC giving money to both sides. Why are they giving money to both sides?
Well, we've always given money.
That's always been the case. You go ahead.
We, and by we, I mean basically the UK, the City of London, Switzerland, the people that own us all.
Right.
They always bankroll both sides of every conflict, because, you know, the goal is that we all just keep killing each other, and that's how they rule. So of course they're gonna, you know,
Divide and
arm
conquer.
both sides of us and keep stirring the pot. The thing they hate worse is that we would love each other and stand together. But even worse than that, like you said, with the blocking our holy sites, which that doesn't even matter, because in our mind we can travel there together. We don't need physical structures to go there. We don't need a land mass to go there. But you know, their worst fear is that we would all whatever, pray together. We would be of one like accord. We would be of one mind together and reach accord together and just go, hey, now we act. That is their worst fear.
Yeah.
And so of course they're going to go to all this trouble to keep us out of those places. But we need to know it doesn't matter how many soldiers they put in front of structures on the earth. It's all in our mind. Everything is in our mind, heaven and hell. And we can, you know, the frequency that we're creating and everything that passes away that doesn't serve it. Great. This is a great time. It's a golden time. Golden mean, the golden ratio, right? You should look that up. Golden mean.
Yeah.
That's what we're in. We're in it. We're in it to win.
Well, you said revelation a few moments ago, Roseanne, and revelation comes to 121, comes to golden jubilee, you know, which is where we're going. I always talk about him because he's, you know, he's the biggest player on the board, but 138 is Donald Trump. 1 times 38 is gold, which is Pele, which is Jews, as we spoke about earlier. 185 is Donald John Trump. Silver is 85, so 1 times 85 is silver. So you can see the great Matt is silver and gold. You know, whichever way you want to go, there is numbers, and that's, you know, the silver and gold is right there in his name. I forgot
we so much part of Judaism and the whole Jewish history, which I don't want to hog all the time, but sometimes.
No, go for it. Yeah.
We'll talk about those tunnels from the dome of the underneath. Well, it really is the temple. Talk about the tunnels from there to the Vatican underground. Yeah. And all those ley lands and all that gold that really, you know who moved it? Cleopatra. And nobody knows any of that history either. And that isn't woo-woo religious myth. That's the actual fact. And I love that in this time now, I think that historical fact of what really happened in the fight against the Roman Empire is going to be freed from those Vatican libraries, and the people are going to have access to it. Because for the first time in human history, no church or state can stand in the way of the human beings getting access to the actual history of things that happened to us.
Yeah,
that's a renaissance. That is a renaissance that far surpasses the one we all talk about that happened in the Middle Ages. But this is a new renaissance now where our thoughts can actually bounce off of satellites in the air, and we can carry one thought to 1 billion places in a second in the blink of an eye. What is that but a renaissance?
Exactly.
And everything that doesn't serve it is just burning away. So we need, let's keep that in our hearts and minds, and know that we're going into a beautiful place, and just let it all fucking rot like it deserves to.
Amen, sister.
Yeah, really.
Amen. Yeah.
Such a way with words.
Exactly. Amen. You know, you said as well, Roseanne, so your birthday is 11/3. So 11/3, November 3rd was the election. But the word 11/3, so if you do 11/3, so 113 comes to the word trumpet, and it comes to the word universe, you know, and we're now moving into this new reality, this universe. And like you said, those things that don't serve us, they cannot physically, energetically, spiritually, consciously, in any way, shape or form, they can't exist anymore. You know, they're being burned away, and bring on the good times, you know?
Yeah, you know, part of that, if I can share, is, you know, I went to King Ptolemy's temple in Alexandria a couple of years ago. And well, actually last February, before COVID just hit, before Corona, we're doing ceremonies in Alexandria. We went to King Ptolemy's temple. It's also where Cleopatra was said to have been laid to rest. Now, there was a young, at the time, was she still young, I guess, archaeologist, and she was a criminal investigation. She was I think, criminal investigator. That was her expertise, and she won the rights to do digs and excavate at that temple in Alexandria. Mm-hmm. She discovered so many tunnels. It just for 2 years. For the first year, they said, no, she's not going to get anything. And then she hit it, and she hit right inside places, right under people's feet. She hit it right inside that temple. And she opened up all of these tunnels, and they went for they could have gone for miles, except what happened as usual, the antiquities stepped in, and you know who I'm talking about, the guy with the hat. He comes in, he shuts the whole thing down, and then takes over the whole dig. And it's never been open since. So when I went there last February, I took a team of 12 Hunas. We went together on location, and we managed to get some photos. We managed to kind of just make our way onto the property, but we weren't allowed into the complex. And so there was a lot of humming and harring and screaming and yelling at us for being on the location. But we went up there and took photos anyway. And so I was like, it was so impressive, the work that this young lady had done. And that's what happened. They shut it down, right? The Egyptian antiquities. And so as we're talking about these things like this uncovering, and then they come back and then they close it all up and they want to hide it, to keep hiding it from everybody. I wanted, as you were speaking that, Tawaka, I wanted to share that November, and for Tom, to do the numbers on the other side, to do the numbers on the flip side of this, that November is the 6th month of the Lemurian calendar. And the birth sign for Lemuria for November is the butterfly. Oh. Kahuku is the butterfly, right? And so I wonder if Tom could introduce that as you were talking about the Gregorian calendar. I would invite the Lemurian calendar because of where Tawaka lives, and she lives in Lemuria in Hawaii. And so what would be the magic from those numbers in your little kit there, Tom?
Let's have a look.
Tom two times.
Yeah.
Also, as well, while we're doing that, you mentioned Cleopatra, Roseanne. Am I spelling this right, guys? So Cleopatra, Cleopatra, is that correct?
Yeah.
Or is there an H at the end, or is that just right?
That's right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Tommy 2 times. You're all right, bro.
So
You're
Cleopatra.
Tommy 2 times. I've been watching and listening, but I'm back on focus. So
thanks, Josh.
appreciate everybody.
Cleopatra,
Okay.
I just did Cleopatra when Roseanne mentioned that. So Cleopatra comes to 91. And where is everyone? Can't see you.
Oh, we're
Where
here.
are
We're here.
You see
we? Oh, there you are. Cool.
Yep, there you go.
So Cleopatra, is Roseanne there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you, Roseanne?
I'm at the end.
There you are. So Cleopatra, do you remember your name? Roseanne came to 91.
Yeah.
Cleopatra comes to 91.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I always had this joke where I said, all these other waitresses say they used to be Cleopatra. I go, well, those, I had this whole thing about all the other waitresses says they were Cleopatra in another lifetime, but they're all full of it because I know it was me. That's
there you
cool
go.
that it was 91. Oh my God.
Well, maybe you are Cleopatra. You could well be Cleopatra.
Well, I've always felt a connection to her since I read a lot of Egyptian history and what she did, how she was so brilliant and evil as hell too, but brilliant.
I didn't know about the evil part. I thought you were like, but
I just like how she warred against Rome, and I like that part of it. How she was such a military mind to win against Rome, and how she did all these to save the books, so they wouldn't burn them and stuff. It's a really long, amazing history there. She was the last the last queen.
Well, there you go. Cleopatra, Roseanne, 91. POTUS, 91. Future, 91. Space Force, 91.
Wow.
Space Force, and Liberty. So Statue of Liberty, Statue of Cleopatra, Statue of Space Force, Statue of Future, Statue of POTUS. It's right there. Butterfly is November as well is 94, which is John.
Wow.
And Butterfly, Huna's just asked about Butterfly. Butterfly comes to 129, which comes to 2 Earths. It comes to Priesthood. It comes to Judgment Day. And I just watched Terminator 2 last night, Judgment Day, which interestingly enough was day 138 of the year, which is Revaluation, which is Dome of the Rock, which is Cyberstorm, which is Donald Trump. So that was yesterday. Now we're in 139, which is Money Exchange.
So can I get you to do the numbers on the spelling from Lemuria?
Yes. So the word Lemuria?
No, from butterfly.
Oh, yes. Let's do the spelling. Okay, yeah.
So it's K-A.
Yep.
H-U.
Yep.
K-U.
K-A-H-U-K-U. Yeah.
Kahuku. Now you're doing the numbers for light language.
Okay, let's do that.
Just thought I'd add that.
I love it.
While we're on the light thing.
Oh, nice one.
Oh, boy.
Okay, I'm just going to double check this. So K A H U K U. Yeah. So that's 73. 73 comes to number, comes to Egypt. It comes to Joseph. Think of, Joseph in Egypt, same value. Comes to Dodi Fayed as well with Diana.
Wow.
Diana comes to 70. So Lady Diana comes to 71, which comes to Suez, comes to Moses, comes to Psych, my channel, Temple. So we talked about Temple, 71. Lady Diana, 71. But yeah, 73. So Kahuka, if I said it right. If I said that right.
Kahuku, yeah. It
Kahuku.
also means the essence of heaven.
There you go, essence of heaven.
So it speaks to the essence. So it's really interesting, these names you bring with the numbers, Joseph and Dodi Fayed, and that, these were changers. What do you call them? People of change. Egypt was a time of change. These are big changes, right? Yeah. So transformation, which the butterfly is truly November, truly transformational for November as it slips over to the northern star, or the North Star, which is the 7th month of the year, which is December. And so as it slips from this change and transformation, is moving, that essence of heaven is moving and bringing it across. Roseanne is part of her. It's part of her, her huna, her light essence of what her light essence is, tawaka, with the essence of heaven, which is kahuku. So if you do tawaka, TAWAKA, and see what the light, how the numbers fit with the light, because this is interesting to share as we're talking about what does not serve dissolves and reverses. To see it from this side rather than the not only from the density, from the third density, but to also see how it's actually switching on the other side.
I'll just do that in a sec, Huno. Just as you were beginning what you were saying. So I just did essence of heaven. So essence comes to 7. So essence, if I spell it right, ESSENCE, I think. Essence, is that correct?
ESSENCE, yeah.
Yeah. So essence is 70. Comes to domino as well, the domino effect, when things go. Of is 21, comes to Ben, son of, that. Heaven is 55, it's Melania, it's the month of December. Sky is 55. But if you do essence of, it comes, and you just said, you were saying that was connected to Roseanne. So essence of 70 plus 21 again comes to 91, which is Cleopatra, which is POTUS, which is Roseanne, which is future, which is liberty. But you add that together, POTUS, the Father, heaven, the Father, comes to 146. 146 comes to New Jerusalem, comes to Ivanka Trump, who I met, a few years ago, but Mel knows Ivanka, and 146 comes to Father Trump as well. So, essence of heaven, that you've got loads of things in there, which I thought was fun. Oh, also Leonardo da Vinci as well, 146, New Jerusalem, essence of heaven, Father Trump, Ivanka Trump. Okay, so what was that other word you asked me? Sorry.
It's Roseanne's huna, which is ta-wa-ka. It's spelled T-A-K-A. T-A-W-A-K-A. Tawaka.
Sorry, let me write that again. T-A-W-A-K-A. Tawaka. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so
that's wonderful. These alignments. We're moving in. I
was just going to double check it. So Tawaka comes to 57, which comes to Tesla, comes to England, comes to George. Hello, George. JFK Jr.'s magazine. It comes to Swan. There's going to be a Black Swan event.
Yeah.
And it also comes to Mary.
Okay, good.
President Trump's, I think, mother was called Mary. Yeah, she was. And it also comes to Rose. So we got Granny Rose.
Yeah, that's interesting because Mary is the Andromedan, is of the Andromeda system, called it Big Mary. So, and Roseanne's wearing a black T-shirt today.
We've all got, Mel's got black, I've got black. And black is 29, it's Diana. And you've got wonderful blue, navy blue.
But yeah, that's interesting. So you see both sides here.
The museum, I didn't know because it was obscured by weeds, but when I hacked it back, right on the post, it is a big Hawaiian name. I'll take a picture and send it to everybody. A long Hawaiian name that I had translated. And it's because when you go in the gate, you see Mauna Kea, and it says this name. And so I had it translated. It's View of Heaven.
View of Heaven.
The name of the museum, the original name of the museum, View of Heaven, which is Mauna Kea, because that's where the Hawaiian people came from, was Mauna Kea.
Yeah, well, Mauna Kea, and there's a seat down below in the ocean. There's another sacred site just below the mountain in the ocean. There's a seat there that you face. It's way down in the water now. But it was a seat that you would sit in, that the tohungas and the kahunas would sit in, facing the constellations from that seat to see heaven from there. There's some very interesting.
There's 88 constellations, Huna, that we kind of know of in the Western world, or named them, and it's 88 constellations, 88 Trump.
So that's incredible. Maunga Kea.
59, 21.
Kea or Kea. See, in the Hawaiian language, before Pearl Harbor and a little earlier, the Hawaiian language, they changed the syllables. They changed some of the letters. It used to be T, where you have a K now.
Oh, wow.
It used to be R, where you have an L. And so there were some changes, yeah. And so Maunga Kea would be Maunga Tea. Now, Tea means the new world.
Oh.
The new world. So if you're talking about standing on the mountain of the new world, you are looking into the essence of what is to come, heaven on earth. You see, so the transformation of language to return back to the Maori is it's even what's happening in Hawaii now. They're starting to move back to the Maori language because of this. Some of these stories having been changed as they change some of the letters. Now, I've had many meetings with kahunas in Hawaii. I've actually had one of the kahunas coming to meet with us at Burning Mask, and this is Reynolds Kamakaviviole. So he's coming to speak, and he will share, some of these things or whatever. But that's what's interesting about it. When we speak to the truth, right, we do have to return to the golden age of Lemuria. This language is essential to the one language, since we speak the one language with the
There's a woman here who teaches Hawaiian history, the real old Hawaiian, and her name is Pua Case. And she has been to the museum and taught about the tribal stuff, all the tribes, because there were so many tribes. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hundreds of tribes. And,
I remember Pua. I've sat with Pua before in Maui. Yeah,
she did the blessing there. She did the blessing there at the museum, and so I always said, well, when the museum calls for it to happen, of course it will happen, because it's a living thing. So y'all know when it's meant to happen that everyone will come to the museum when the museum wants you to come. You're welcome.
What's the name of it right now, Roseanne, your museum?
Oh, I name it every day. I give it a new name.
Oh, there you go. So it's lucky. So view of heaven. So view is 59, which is Joker, like Joker card, top card. Of is 21. Heaven's 55. View of heaven comes to 135, which comes to protection.
Oh.
And it also comes to John Trump. So he was President Trump's uncle, working with Nikola Tesla in Manhattan. And Ivana Trump. So first, the mother of the three oldest children, Ivana Trump, 135. So view of heaven. Diana would be, or is, age 59 currently. She'll be 60 soon. Museum comes to 92, which comes to Manhattan, which comes to Pentagon, which comes to numbers. We spoke about that before. Comes to the Joker. So the Joker card, but the top card, President Trump is able to play, all things all at once.
Well, I'm a Joker too.
You're a Joker, of course you are. The world misses you. You're the Joker.
Joker card, yeah.
Exactly. And where do we go to? This is something I wanted to mention. So your goddess. So have I spelt the word goddess correctly? Godess. Is that correct?
Two Ds.
Oh, it's 2 Ds. That changes it. Okay. Actually, it brings it up to something.
What you got for 1 D?
Well, 1 D, but we can still do it. So goddess with 2 Ds comes to, Pele, 38.
Wow.
Is gold. And you add goddess, that will take you all the way to 111, which comes to New York, which comes to perfection. So 111 comes to goddess Pele. The reason I wanted if it was 1D, so that would have come to Trump's. It would have come to 107. But Trump's is Superman. It's military. It's currency. It's quantum. It's Aquarius. We're going into the age of Aquarius. You know.
Yeah.
So that would have been that. Yeah. But yeah, give it a new name every day.
Lemuria. Did you do that one yet?
Yes. Lemuria comes to 79, which is super, as in Superman. It also comes to Wonder, like Wonder Woman, but Wonder comes to 79. Both of them DC comics, you know, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Robin. And 79 also comes to Mother. So you've got Mothership, and a lot of people think that the Mothership is the New Jerusalem that will come down upon the American continent. And the Mothership, the words Mothership, so ship is 52, which is heart, which is earth. Mother 79 plus ship comes to 131, which comes to John F. Kennedy.
Jeez.
And it's the name, it's the number of the train at the end of Back to the Future, the trilogy of the three films, when they're going across in the choo-choo train. It's the number 131 right at the end. So which also comes to Michael Pompeo, Gary Gensler, the SEC, you know, James Caviezel. Yeah.
When you're saying New Jerusalem,
yes,
I shared a few weeks ago that New Jerusalem was coming down at the location of Stargate number 1, and that's Roswell, New Mexico, Corona, New Mexico, that area.
Wow.
And you talk about starships coming in.
Yeah.
That's where Stargate number 1 is, and I speak to it, and I've been sharing it as the location of where New Jerusalem is coming in. And that's Stargate number 1. That's why we're having the event at Burning Mars. Yeah. All of these things are coming in together this way. But that's the location of Stargate number 1, which is on Honolulu, Turtle Island, right? America. And
interesting.
When you say
I've heard things that could be like thousands of miles across. I've heard all kinds of things about it. I mean, in the Mormon teachings, they talk about the New Jerusalem in Independence, Missouri. Missouri's 1, 2, 3. Eric Trump, Angel Moroni, Gold and Silver. Yeah, but it could be exactly where you are, Huna. But I'm open to all possibilities, you know. Or maybe there's a few. Maybe there's a few landing spots. I don't know, but
it's on the 33rd degree parallel.
Is it?
That's where that's where the Stargate is. It's on the 33rd degree parallel.
Do you remember this one from our very first session? So Stargate comes to 91.
Yeah.
Comes to Roseanne.
So this is the action, right? See, this is the action of it. That's why I shared it, the burning mass this way.
Yeah.
So I don't do numbers as per se. I do numbers. I don't do gematria that much. I could, but I'm working on the side of Lemuria, working through Lemuria and the return of Lemuria, which is now the age of Lemuria, which is the Lemuria 5, planet number 5, Martia. We speak to this and all the stargates that are aligned in Martia, right? So with the stargates,
how do you spell Martia? How do you spell Martia?
M-A-T-E-A.
M-A-T-E. Sorry.
M-A-T-E-A.
Martia. Okay.
Martia. It means the planet of new light. It's the ascension of Gaia.
That's what you've got. Matea on your shirt, blue. Matea comes to 40, blue. 2020, 20 plus 20. Table. Matea.
Yeah, Matea.
And also, you just reminded me of something, Huna. You said about gematria. Well, gematria, I call it gematria, but gematria. And Roseanne brought that up right at the beginning. So gematria, the one I've been doing, just A through to Z or A through to Z, 1 to 26. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. It's called simple gematria. And gematria comes to 74, which is Messiah, Jewish Messiah, Muhammad, Jesus, President Trump's A74. But the word gematria comes to 74 as well. And you add those together, so 74 plus 74, simple gematria comes to 148, which comes to scriptures. It comes to Emmett Brown from Back to the Future. He had a time machine. And it comes to Donald J. Trump again. So 148, you know, and it's all there.
Right.
Well,
Right.
Donald J. Trump, he better show up someplace and do something pretty quick.
Oh, he's coming. He's coming.
Yeah.
It's going to
Well,
be
yeah, you know,
it's going to be the biggest thing that we've ever. Well, once it's here and it's all kicking off, I think we're all going to be gobsmacked. You know.
I
If I
hope so,
can-
because I don't want to see the whole place burn before he does something.
He's got it. He's got it, Roseanne. He's got it. You know him. You know him.
I know. I keep looking, though. I'm getting mad. He don't want to make me mad. I'll tell you that much. I try to let him know. Donald Trump, you don't want to get Granny mad. You don't want to get your Granny mad, honey.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Why? You get the slipper. You get the slipper.
I get it. You're right.
Haruna, you get the slipper, huh? Okay. You give him the slipper.
I will if I have to.
Yeah, so if I can just speak to a little bit of this, as I was
Yes.
referring to earlier with that whole geopolitical landscape and the energy of it.
Yes, please.
Some have been working towards a reevaluation for like 3 decades, and myself 7 years. But those people, those wonderful people who've been sticking to it for the last 3 decades to bring about and call and ask for and pray so hard for this reevaluation and the global currency reevaluation, which is a thing, where the people, some believe it or not, with the ones who have been involved with it on the ground. Some have lost their lives because of this movement, moving it into the transactions, the transaction into a quantum system that's beneficial to all the 99%, right? Now, myself being involved in it as well, we are seeing now, we are so close to this release, and I can share, and it's not information I have, I'm just passing information along, that there has been reparations are being made right now. It took 3 decades or more for these reparations to come around. They refer to this as tier 3, tier 3 of the global currency reset. Tier 3 refers to the reparations and the return of assets and funds and monies belonging to Native American communities, indigenous peoples. The 90 countries that were oppressed are now receiving. They have begun this just recently, and the number they're saying right now is around about 28,000 payments have been made out to these certain tier 3, which they refer to as prosperity packages. It includes reparations being made to the farmers. So this started happening on May 3rd, or no, May 8th. Just May 8th, this started happening. That we know this to be a trigger for the next tiers to come there, tier 3, tier 4, and tier 5. Tier 1 and tier 2 have been put into motion, meaning the top 2 tiers within the financial system, tier 1 and tier 2. Many individuals have been arrested from out of the financial world, out of Wall Street. You're not going to hear about it because it's all under disclosure agreements. You're not supposed to hear about it. I can't tell you who these people are. I'm just sharing this to you. This is where we are this month. Today and tomorrow is a very significant action. We are still praying for, and we're still speaking to call it in, but the actions are moving closer towards tier 4 being released. So tier 3 is meant to get to a certain percentage of those reparations having been made. They say when 50% of those reparations have made to the top 90 countries that were oppressed, and the peoples, native and indigenous peoples and farmers, then they release tier 4. Tier 4B is a huge base of individuals who are bondholders and who have been holding the bonds and investing in the bonds and bringing the bonds about so that humanitarian projects can be funded. Now, this is on the level of millions of bondholders. So when tier 4 kicks off, their exchange rates for these currencies go to higher rates if and the proposition and the primary of it, the principle of it is that if you have a humanitarian project and you're a bondholder, you will be given a rate that is in alignment to your humanitarian project, but you must include, a lot of creating of jobs and employment, opening it up, these currencies that come from certain countries, offering jobs and positions and manufacturing and all this creation for the planet to open it up. This is coming in. We are talking this week. We are talking about this week. And I've been, very excited about it. We're hanging on by the edge of, and like I said, I've been at this myself for 7 years, tracking through the dragon families as I work with them, right? But imagine if we were at this place right now, and we still have to wait another 7 years, that'd be pulling our hair out. Yeah. But we're so close. And for those, and I speak from the position for those who have lost family members over this, this reset, who were trying to bring forth the system that's now coming into the quantum financial system, which it's now starting to happen. It's kind of been a slow rollout. Everybody's been expecting dates and certain timings, but the rollout is happening now. This is also what was also said, that NESARA actually kicked in. NESARA kicked in May 3rd, and that people, it may even be before that, but people were getting some debts forgiven. NESARA is in alignment to what JFK was doing while he got assassinated. Right now, that is actually kicked in right now, and there are debts that have been forgiven to, I forgot what the numbers were. There was quite a large number of people and families in the United States, because NESARA concerns the United States, and that people were receiving funding from the NESARA or having their debts paid as part of the initial rollout of the system, quantum financial system, so that they could catch some of the bankers and some of the people in the financial areas and bust them and arrest them. They made thousands of arrests in the system in this past few months. So we know, because of that, with that information, the military, who's involved with Trump, is involved with securing, as Tom knows, and you guys may know, that's involved in securing the financial systems under military security. So it's not actually under the bankers. They're the bankers who must behave themselves, will be a part of it, but they must behave themselves, right? And there were many of them that misbehaved, even in the past week or two. Many were being arrested because they were trying to interfere with this reparation of those funds, and certainly the reevaluation of the currencies. Now, part of this is also revealed that it is true, is that the dong is no longer available. The Vietnamese dong, you cannot buy it now. They've closed it off, which means that those who do have the dong will be the only ones that can do the currency exchange with the dong. It's no longer possible to buy it. Vietnam was well ahead of this switchover. It's an important thing to understand about that, because this means that the other countries are about to follow along. And then those who do have these certain bonds were the only ones that are going to be able to exchange them in lieu of their principle to their humanitarian projects. That's where I've been working in and following along recently, very excitedly. We're talking about the global financial reset. This is not seen on the mass media level. Because there's a lot of NDAs out there, non-disclosure agreements, that people cannot speak about it. Even when you receive your appointment to talk about and be funded for your humanitarian project, you're still under NDA. So even people who receive their funding cannot even speak to their own family members. It's very tight, and it's a high security risk as well, because there's a lot of currency involved here. Now, that energy being liberated is being liberated through those ones who are of the humanitarian projects, light workers, light navigators, people who have been really close to this. And there are some people who are just coming to this, which will also be supported in what they want to do too. So I just wanted to share some of that. And if there, Tom sees anything in there with the numbers, but
Yeah.
to also, you know, reassure and add more and reinforce to the things that are being dissolved, the things that are changing, that do not serve. And it's certainly in Wall Street, as you see, Bitcoin lost 4,000, went down 4,000. They are talking about crypto is going to drop too over these coming weeks, that there's going to be a big drop. So I'm not a financial advisor, as everyone else says they're not. I'm just sharing and passing along this. But some things did come up, right? Some things did come up with the crypto, and some things did come up with Bitcoin yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's kind of we're on this little seesaw game, the seesaw right now, but it's it's a nail-biting moment, and part of what I wanted to come here and speak to you about and see and enjoy.
As soon as we get our mind right, everything will fall right in place. It's going like this because we're still figuring stuff out. We're not sure. As soon as we're sure, it's like, you know, ice, skating on beautiful ice, but we still wonder and figure and have questions.
Yeah, and that's the cause.
There's some numbers that popped up there, Huna, that you said. So you talked about, and Roseanne was saying earlier, like, you know, we're waiting and wait. I mean, you know, the big boys have got it all in hand. Like, you've given some markers, you know, May 3rd and the 8th, etc., which I didn't know of, which was really interesting. But so one thing is, right at the beginning, I did a little mini clip on this just a few days ago, and you can see it on my YouTube on Psych.Club. But do you remember the very first moment President Trump came down the escalators with Melania?
Mm-hmm.
So the opening shot, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Were you there, Mel? Did you see that? Because that's right in your neighborhood. Did you go to that? Did you see that when he came in?
Mel's not here.
She's gone. Okay. I wondered why I hadn't heard from her for a few months. Okay, so at the top of the escalators, President Trump and Melania come down, and just behind Melania's head, there's two words: currency exchange.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I saw that, yeah.
So currency exchange. The numbers on currency exchange. Currency comes to 107, which comes to Trump's. Exchange comes to 67, which comes to honey. We spoke about earlier, reset, exchange, water. So currency exchange, add them together, comes to 174. So 174. The date that took place was June 16th. The word 16th comes to 124, which also comes to New Jersey. It actually took place on the 168th day of the year. 168 comes to New York City. It took place in New York City. And New Jersey's just across the water. But the word June, as we've said already, comes to 50, which is America, which is Donald. So 50, June, plus 16th, 124, comes to 174, which comes to currency exchange. So they did that deliberately on that day, because the date, the gematria for the date, June 16th, comes to 174. The word currency exchange comes to 174. There's two other phrases that are in this as well. You've got in the eye of the storm, or the eye of the storm comes to 174, and also trust the plan. So Q's always been saying to trust the plan, comes to 174. So I say, you know, we can hold on to that, because that's where they started when all this started, you know, publicly, because it was planned for many years, and you know, millennium, they're right at the beginning of the time. But they come down those escalators, 174, and it's trust the plan, it's currency exchange, eye of the storm, and it's June 16th, right there. And you mentioned about the tiers, Huna. So I just did the numbers on that. So tier 4, tier comes to 52, comes to Earth, comes to heart, comes to ship, comes to Giles, comes to other things. But then the word 4 is 60, orange, diamond. President Trump uses the color orange in comms constantly.
Oh, wow.
The self-deprecating part of that. So 52 plus 60 comes to 112, which that comes to, what am I thinking? It comes to round table. You know, we're doing a round table right now. We're talking together, the three of us, and we had 4 of us, 5 of us earlier. So a round table. But then you add the word B, or just the letter B, I guess. B takes you to 114, takes you to right at the beginning where we started, frequency. It comes to sovereign, comes to trump card, and it comes to SHAVUOTH. And I can't pronounce it properly yet, but it comes to the book that Roseanne shared with us at the beginning. Wow. How do you say that again, my dear?
Shavuot.
Shavuot, yes. And also, if you do it this way, if you do tier 52 just plus number 4, takes you to 56. 56 comes to light, comes to third. Sorry, not third, it comes to 3. Huna spoke about May 3rd. But if you add B to that, it takes you to 58. 58 comes to Nasara, and that's what he was talking about. So it's all there. We're all waiting. We're all on tenterhooks, but it is coming. You know, it is coming. And the other interesting thing is yesterday was 138, which is revaluation. You get to June 20th, that takes you to 171, which comes to the revaluation, which comes to the cyber storm, comes to a bolt of lightning and Back to the Future, and everything changes with the bolt of lightning, time travel, etc., and all the digits reset on the clock, you know. So between that period of perhaps yesterday and up to 171, the 20th, maybe there's going to be a lot more in terms of the markets and things that we'll see, you know. But I think there could be, you know, a number of revaluations, but I think we are, and I hope, you know, we're coming into this period of where we're going to just see a lot of glorious things happening, Granny Rose, you know. So
yeah, we're too smart for it not to happen now.
Exactly. And President Trump, everything he said always comes to pass, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything comes to pass.
Well,
you know?
I just want him to hurry the hell up because I'm old.
But then you get on the med beds, you get on the Tesla beds. You know,
yeah,
then,
I can't wait for that.
You'll have your new show. You'll have everything back. It'll all come back. You know.
Well, I love you guys. I got to go babysit. I'm babysitting.
Yes.
I love
Thank you so much.
Love you, Roseanne. It's been a pleasure. We'll do it again soon. And thank you. And I loved all the Jewish stuff because I'm looking forward to learning more about all that and doing more numbers on that with you. So
it's just unfiltered light after you get all the crazy out of it, all the deception out of it. It's just unfiltered light, like everything, you know.
Exactly.
So much aloha, so much aloha to you both. Let me just thank all of those who were attending and watching. They got up to 195 in the live. So it was wonderful. Thank you for your support.
And we'll put it on we'll put it up on my YouTube on Psych.Club.
We'll
Roseanne, what's your best link? So you got your website. I can put that on my channel and people can come I
got a YouTube channel, but
what's your YouTube?
I think it's just Roseanne Barr, I think, but I can't remember.
Okay. We'll put it up on mine as well.
I will let you know. I'll look it up.
Awesome.
So thank you both for being at the
Roseanne Barr on YouTube.
Awesome. Yeah. We'll do it.
Okay.
Thank you for coming to the light table.
Love you guys.
Thank you, Huna. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for arranging and holding the light for all of us. Thank you, buddy.
Aloha.
See you, Roseanne. Take care.